Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Oshi Season 3, Episode 35, which is the finale of the season, but it turns out there's going to be a fourth season, because now after watching this almost hour long episode, now I see why after watching now there's going to be a fourth season, because now by the time this season ends, now they're gonna start making the movie now. So like season two had the play arc, and now for season four will have the movie arc. So, but but episode 35, it was a great episode. I'm pretty safe to say it's pretty much the best episode I've seen of the series so far. Really. So, because this has been had a lot of handful of great episodes that I really think were the best ones, but I think this is because I would consider this the best ones as of yet of the series now. So, first of all, with the production of the getting all the cast and crew ready for filming pretty soon, and so then they get introduced to this. By last episode, there while the director was at this bar, they introduced to this woman, right? And so and with Aqua to get a chance to meet this woman, she recognizes her from his previous life as the woman who turns out to be Serena's mother. Now, Serena was Ruby originally. Yeah, before she died and be regarded as Ruby, right? When she Serena back her original name was Serena back when she was that sick girl that Aqua or the doctor cared for, right? And turns out that's Serena's mother. That's what when he recognized her. And so and we have all wasted all these reminiscences, all these flashes back when in her old life when she was in the hospital sick, right? And we get now Ruby, she's debating who she really is, right? Is she Ruby or is she Serena, right? She's just because we see her two halves, like her original self and Ruby, right? When she's lying in the bed, right? And she's just wondering who she really is. And we get this very sad, which yet so hateful of the mom, right? Because she got this illness, right, which enabled her, you know, it's terminal. It got worse, and soon she wouldn't be able to walk anymore, right? And we see since she was wearing that hat all the time, she lost her hair, and with the surgery too, we see the scar on her forehead, right? The mom, which I really hate, and you really going to hate this girl. This woman. She is not only a shitty mom, but she's just a piece of garbage of a human now. Part of me wishes after when they find the real father of Aqua and Ruby, right, and the murder of I. Part of me wants to wish them to Ruby just to go out and try and plan and kill this woman too, because it was sad because this woman neglected her daughter, but just basically pretending saying, "Oh, I love you," when she was asking, "Do you still love me?" Is of course I do, you know. Negligence, because since she became so ill, she became a burden to her. You know, stop visiting, just saying, "Oh, I'm so busy with work," right? And even the father is saying like, "Hey, just give her time, take some time," it's a lot to do, right? But doesn't excuse the mother, right? She stopped visiting, and not even after when she died, she didn't visit. And even with Serena was cleaning on that little hope of love that she was, hoping for, right? And so now as Ruby, right? She finds her address, the same house, right? And she was hesitant of pushing the doorbell out on the outside of the gate, right? The gated wall. She didn't do it though, but she takes her steps outside, and she has a newer family. She has two. She has two. She made she had other two kids, and saying that she's been never more happier than before, and I'm like, I really wanted to punch that woman in the face. I really wanted to, you know. I just wanted to just freaking just clothesline her, or or just. Now that's why I really wanted Ruby to go and kill her, because that was just some shitty. That's a shitty mother there, right there. I never been so mad of a character. I'm like, you just purposely neglected her, even on her deathbed, basically. Even on her deathbed when she was dying, never once went to go and see her, because do you think she's been a burden because now she's been sick now, and you just later on just go and have more kids, and now I'm so much more happier now. Fuck you. Excuse the language, but fuck you, you shitty mother. Now you just know you deserve to die. Frankly, I think that's more evil. I think that's just more evil than the actual the father, the actual father. Yeah, he's a murderer. Yeah, he deserves to die. Yes, but still, just just by neglecting your own child like that, your own sick child. Not even pretty much just saying, "Oh, I love you still," and then you just don't stop bothering to visit. Even when she died, you didn't. The only one who was caring for her was Aqua's previous life. The doctor who was Aqua in his previous life, right? Who visited her almost every day and helped and cared for her. Fuck you, you shitty mother. You deserve to die. Pretty much to me, more than Aqua Ruby's actual father. You know. That just pissed me off. You know. You don't deserve shit. No new kids, no new family. You don't deserve shit. You deserve to go to hell. So, so you got that. That's, and then it just making Ruby, just all tangled up in knots, all just falling apart, breaking apart. Mentally, physically. Well, especially mostly mentally. Debating, why she wanted to become an idol, because she was like basically becoming living the shadow of her mom. Right? Who am I? Why to become an idol? It was the point. It was just getting. She was just reaching her. She just reached her breaking point until Aqua comes in and goes and calls her by her real name, saying, "How did you know? How did you know that?" And then he just goes and reveals the truth to her, saying who he really is, and that just basically he just brought her back, basically, saying they don't get revenge, it won't solve anything. Although pot calling the kettle black, right, for Aqua, right, doing this whole movie production just to lure out the real father so he can get revenge on him. So like that's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, right? But telling her though, so she can, you can live your own life. You don't have to live in Ai's shadow anymore, or you can do whatever you want. And that's basically just brought her back. Her dark eyes have now become white again. So, and just and I'm like, yep, there it is. Finally, they know the truth about each other. Long time coming though, but I knew it was gonna happen eventually. So, and then funny the next day is like, oh, now she becomes so clean to Aqua, know that who she is now, and even before all that, because she remembered in her own life, like, hey, why don't we get married when I turn 16? And then she dolls herself up, and Aqua says, "Hey, I'm 16 now." So you get the little incest part right there, because yeah, at face value they're brother and sister twins, right? But just we know they've been reincarnated in different bodies of their old lives. I'm like, I know that's a little that they put in the little incest, but you know what? In the long run, that's all irrelevant, because that's not pretty much the whole of the whole story. The whole story aspect is irrelevant. So, but after like the next day when Kana and Mim are there, they see like, oh, Ruby, now is she so clingy to Aqua? Just like, go, I'm just making up for all the lost time I lost with him, and he's like, what? Oh, for you first you were so distant with him, and now you're so clingy to him now. So it was a funny aftermath because now she was so distant. Now they know about who each other is. Now she's being so clingy to him now. And then you also the moment we have well, now we get to with the production manager, the woman who raised both Aqua and Ruby, Miyako. She's at a bar, and then in walks in Ichigo, her husband, the one who ditched him after when I died. And she gets so mad, she runs after him. She goes out and runs after him, hits him in the head with a shoe, and she's like, "How can you just leave us after all that time?" Well, after the promise you made to me, I haven't given up. I haven't given up after all this time, but you did, and then we get a flashback to back when she was a teen, she wanted to be in the business too, right? Seeing her become popular and such, and then but the thing is, like business is not all that cracked up to be. Like she was like falling from stardom as well until she became more of an agent, and eventually to when she met like yeah, and like pretty much like a manager helping with other people, right? And then when she gets hit on by married men, though, it's like that's when Ichigo stepped in. Was when she first met him, right? So hey, why don't you come with me, and we'll make this project together? And hey, why don't you be my wife? And that's how much they met and how when they started their production company together. So and and then now she goes and brings him back, but basically as an errand boy. But she lets him do all the paperwork and stuff because he knows all that stuff. So, he sees that she's learned how to do all like stuff effectively on her own and stuff. But he wants her to take like expand a little bit, but like all the stuff that she's doing, like expand, like take it like a different office building, like it's bigger though, but you'll expand like flimsy on clientele, but it'll make the hype your like how more people will hire you, become more like on different types of like what's just or like being if you're being stingy on clientele, maybe they'll kind of try to seek out for you more. I forget what the whole part was though, but at least now he's back in though. But the thing is, I think about it, if it wasn't for him, spilling the beans of the father maybe still alive, Aqua would have been fine this whole time. He was ready to move on with his life. With Akane and everything, and so, but damn, if it wasn't for him, he would have been fine. But thing is, there's no turning back for Aqua though, and so, and then Aqua gets visited by that girl again, that mysterious girl with all the crows, right? And so, and then and then the funny, and he's asking the question, "Are you a god or another person, right? Like me?" And so, and then he goes and asks her. Well, since it probably was another person in this girl's body, but he's like, "Hey, do you want to work? We need more child actors." And she's like, her response is like, "Huh?" that was a funny thing. So, but but now that everything with Ruby everything's fine. She's now back to her being her cheerful self, right? And now everyone's ready for the big production of for the making of this movie, right? And so after everything, despite everything that happened, now after the end credits, we see the because the director told I made these two separate videos for one of each for Aqua and Ruby to watch separately, right? So the one we're watching with I carrying holding the two kids, right, for their first birthday, right, in the background. And so it's for Ruby because she mentioned Ruby first. So the video we're watching first is that I think that now that Ruby is watching the video now. So because she mentioned, "Hey, Ruby, be healthy and be well," right? So I assume that's what Ruby is finally watching the tape because now there's a separate tape for Aqua because she made both for each. So, but overall, yeah, this was a great it was all just a great episode. You know, I think I consider this one to be the best one so far of the series because now we see that the truth is finally out. They finally told Aqua finally told the truth about each other, who they really were, and now Ruby seemed to be back to her old self. You know, her old happy self now. Um, Ichigo now back in the productions, but now he's an errand boy, and we see a little bit more of the backstory of how Miyako met her, and then the whole thing, which is the whole sad thing with Ruby in her previous life, how just when she was a sick kid, you know, that just pissed me off, you know, with that shitty mother, right? Her old mother. So, I mean, just I was like after when they find the father and kill him, probably. I just want to go out and just go and get that other mother because negligence, neglected her own kid, and then later on have more kids and she's more happier with them. I'm like, fuck you. You deserve to die. You know. And also the wrong with Aqua. They like said there's I don't think with season four now with making the movie though, but is what how the ending's gonna go because with Aqua is there I don't think there is no happy ending for him. You know. So is he gonna die or he's gonna probably be in jail? Who knows though? So listen, I haven't read the manga at all because I'm just going in blind because I want to be surprised though. So, but but this has been a great season. Now season four will be the final season. So because after this whole movie production arc and with the father, just see how it goes, you know. So, but this has been a great season. I think first season was great. Season two was awesome. This I think is proving to be the best season of the series. So let's see how well the production of season four will be. You know, hopefully they'll be sometime in next year. You know, so because each one has been 1 year after another, so it'll be season four will definitely be next year or so. But other than that, yes, episode 35, the finale of season three was great. 10 once again, 10 out of 10, and just with Aqua's dark path continues. You know, although he brought Ruby back though, but I don't think how long if she's still gonna work with him to get revenge on him, but we'll see. But yeah, dogs. But so that's episode 35 of season 3 of Oshinoko. Hopefully we'll see the next time the next year, you know. But great episode and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later.